Tricia had always seen me as just Mom, the woman who packed her lunches, drove her to ballet lessons, and kept house while Daddy worked. She never asked about my life before marriage, never wondered why I had law books in my study, never questioned why judges occasionally sent me Christmas cards. Mrs. Hamilton, her lawyer, James Morrison, had said during our deposition, speaking slowly as if I were deaf as well as stupid, "Can you explain to us how a woman with no legal background, no business experience, and no college degree came to possess such detailed knowledge of Mr. Hamilton's business affairs?" I'd smiled sweetly and told him I'd always been good with numbers, let him think what he wanted. Now, sitting in this courtroom, watching my daughter's confident smirk, I almost felt sorry for what was about to happen. Patricia thought she was so clever, so prepared. She had no idea that her simple housewife mother had been reading legal briefs since before she was born. The bailiff called the court to order, and Judge Margaret Walsh entered. The moment she saw me, her steps faltered slightly. Our eyes met across the courtroom, and I saw recognition flicker in her gaze. Patricia noticed nothing, too busy whispering with her lawyer about their slam-dunk case against the incompetent old woman. But I was wrong about everything I thought I knew about this day. Let me take you back to where this all started, because the real story began the day Robert died, not the day we walked into that courtroom. I was holding his hand when he passed, just like I'd held it for 35 years of marriage. The doctors had given us 6 months, but Robert only lasted 3. Cancer doesn't care about your wealth or your plans. Dorothy, he'd whispered in those final moments, they're going to come for you. They think you don't know anything, but I made sure you'd be protected. Everything is yours, just like we discussed. I'd kissed his forehead and promised him I'd be fine. Robert knew me better than anyone, including our daughter. The reading of the will happened 2 weeks later in Robert's lawyer's office. Patricia arrived, dressed in black, tissues ready, playing the grieving daughter perfectly. Michael stood beside her, already calculating their inheritance in his head. "To my beloved wife, Dorothy Hamilton," the lawyer read, "I leave my entire estate, including all properties, investments, bank accounts, and business holdings, valued at approximately $62 million. The silence in that room was deafening. Patricia's tissue box hit the floor. "That's impossible," she said, voice shaking. "Daddy promised me the house in Martha's Vineyard. He said I'd inherit the business. The will is quite clear. Mrs. Brooks," the lawyer continued, "your father left you a family photo and his watch. To your husband, Michael, he left his golf clubs." I watched my daughter's face transform from grief to fury in seconds.